Welcome back, everyone, to episode 14 of the Performance Parakone Podcast. So I want to say something before we jump into it. Today's actually Tony, our president of BSF. It's his birthday, Tony Aguilera. Woo-hoo. All right. So if you guys can, go blow up his Instagram, his Facebook, let him know happy birthday.
DM him a happy birthday gift.
Yes, and guess the age. No, I'm just kidding. Don't guess the age. Tony's awesome. We just wanted to shout him out. You know, I mean, he's done so much for BSF. It's our 105th, Mexican anniversary of Mexican festivals, and I think that this is an anniversary of Tony. So thank you, Tony. And of course, we're here with our co-host,
your one and only Suleyma. Well, it's so exciting to be on another episode. Happy birthday, Tony. I wanted to personally say that too. But yeah, so this is our 14th episode, and we're going to have a few more episodes this summer, and this is the first one back in person for this one at least. And don't forget to check out our most recent episode with Rita Rodriguez. Go ahead and check it out.
Yeah, that episode with Rita is going to be awesome. Hopefully we can get some more in-person podcasts done. Mm-hmm. I'm actually only visiting in town from New York for a little bit. So this was a cool opportunity that we got to come in person.
A little detour.
Yeah, no, for real. This is more like on path because I know that we like this style more for you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Things that are coming up. Stay tuned. Governor Summit. You might see some clips in this episode from the Governor Summit. Everybody getting sent off. First Governor Summit. Youth Summit in Nebraska. Governor Pillen doing a great job with that. I think it's awesome. BSF is a big part of that. So stay tuned. Stay on top of your social media, LinkedIn. A lot of great information coming out about that. Omaha Michelada Fest this weekend. By the time you see this video, it will have passed. So hopefully you got your Michelada. But with Rita's episode, there's some announcements about that. We hope to see you there. It's going to be awesome. Fiestas Patrias, September 12th through 14th. You have some time, awesome stuff. It's the true Independence Day. Everyone thinks Cinco de Mayo is, but that's really where everything went down. And then the BSF annual golf tournament fundraiser, September 19th. If you're interested in sponsoring, you like golfing, anything, come support our scholarships and programming throughout the year by coming to this event. It's crucial to our mission. It's an awesome event. Come meet Tony. Maybe Suleyma will be there. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know yet.
So anyways, that's everything coming up. Yeah.
Well, without further ado, drum roll, we have our guest today, our guest star. This is Katherine Garcia. Katherine is also my sister, my older sister. So we had Marcos's dad on for our first episode.
What are you talking about?
We have to kind of have to bring someone that I, personally know.
Yeah.
So this is Katherine. So she is a designer, I should say. But she's been a designer for about 5 years.
6+ years.
6+ years.
Mm-hmm.
Interior designer?
Interior designer.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So she's currently a designer at AOI Corporation. She also worked with Simpatico and United Services Design and Build. And she graduated from Metro Community College, and she's an avid leader, advocate for the youth. She is a leader for the Hispanic Youth Ministry. So
you're an archdiocese.
Yeah, that's something that I've been helping with for a couple years now, and it's something that just really just fills my heart. So
So just to kick it off, I feel like I know a lot of your life, because I've known you my whole life. But I want to hear from your perspective. Tell us about your life story.
My life story. Well, I was born in El Salvador, and
Me too.
Yes, I was born first.
Really?
Yep.
Wait, how old are you? Compared to Suleyma?
They already know my age. So
okay.
I think we've talked about my age before.
Yeah.
She's older.
A little bit older. Sorry.
Closer to Marcos.
Closer, yeah. Let's just say that.
To Marcos.
Shit, you call me old? Sorry, I just cussed. My bad. Can we bleep that out? All right, continue. Sorry.
What was the question again?
Your life story.
Life story.
You were born in El Salvador?
Yep. So I was born in El Salvador, and I came to the States at the age of 11. And when we moved here, that was kind of big, because it's like, we moved to a whole other country. And we didn't speak the language. We didn't know anyone other than close family members and friends. And I lived in Maryland for, 4 or 5 years or so? We lived in Maryland.
Whoa. Hey, I never got this lore. I never got this.
We lived in Maryland for 4 or close to 5 years.
You never mentioned that.
What?
A little, fun fact.
Okay,
She's
that's
a
very
mysterious
cool.
woman. Started going to middle school there. It was hard, making friends because of that language barrier. But I liked it though. It was a different place. It was kind of scary, but Maryland and DC, it's such a great area. I really loved going to those school field trips. I remember to those museums in DC. So it was a great time. And then we ended up moving here to Omaha, Nebraska in 2010, I believe. Mm-hmm. And so that was in the middle of my high school years. Whoa. So that was kind of big.
Big shift.
It is, because that meant that I had to leave my friends behind and everything that I knew up until that point again. So it was like moving again, leaving everything behind. But I get it, when I was younger, I didn't understand why my parents made that decision. Mm-hmm. But the cost of living there was a little bit too much. And, with a whole family and everything, it just made sense. So we ended up moving here. I remember driving into the city and just looking around, and I was like,
I remember the Union Pacific.
Yes.
I was like, Omaha?
We didn't even know how to pronounce
say it or anything.
And I just remember feeling like betrayed. Like
I was to the middle of nowhere.
To the Middle East.
The Middle East, okay.
The Midwest. I meant the Midwest.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. It was
the Middle East.
It just felt like we're like in the middle of nowhere, and I just kept looking around, and I was like, I kept looking at my dad, and I was angry at him, and I was angry for like a year. Like I was just like, for like, you brought me here. I'm like, for this, just take me back.
Just take me back.
Only
take me back. Send me back to El Salvador right now.
Yeah.
No, but it took a minute, to adjust again. Like I said, it was high school years. You're a teenager. I had all of my friends, left them behind, my classes. Everything, But so starting life here, I went to Omaha South for my junior year. And then I transferred to Central, and that's where I graduated from.
Okay,
so
nice.
Graduated from Central High School. And then I started going to Metro. Well, actually, that wasn't the original plan. The original plan was to go to UNO.
Okay.
But, and I had signed up for my classes, and I had my student ID and everything. But it turned out, I got an email one day saying something about, hey, we just want to let you know that, we came across your information, blah, 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 and you seem to not have the required amount of high school years to be considered or to get in state tuition. And so it was like you needed to have like 2 years and a half worth of high school years here.
2.5?
Yeah.
That's weird.
That was at the time. I think I checked recently, and that was, I think it says that it's like a year now. But and so I ended up not going to UNO for that reason, which it was like a little devastated to me. Just because, I had plans and everything.
You had your student ID.
I had my student ID. I had applied for scholarships.
That's crazy.
And so, that was kind of sad. And so I ended up, kind of like pivoting a little bit. I went back to the Buffett scholarship because I was like, okay, so like, what do we do?
So you had the Buffett scholarship.
I had the Buffett scholarship.
So at this point, she already had like one.
Wow. So you were like, I'm gonna go to UNO, and Buffett is paying for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna go to UNO. I'm gonna become a social worker. I had the full ride scholarship.
I don't see you as a social worker.
Which was for the best.
I'm glad you didn't.
I agree.
Yeah.
I ended up not going for that because I was like, I have my own set of issues that to deal with, and I can't help anyone else with that right now. But so ended up going to Metro, and the Buffett scholarship. They were like really nice to like support me throughout my years there and switch majors multiple times, of course, because after like going through something like that, you had your mindset to something, and then you have to like again like go back to the to the board and like, okay, what are the options? What do we do? And so I went and met with my advisor at the time, and I was like, like, what are my options? What's out there? And she had mentioned interior design, and I was like, you know what, like, I do feel like this kind of like calls my name a little bit. I have always enjoyed moving furniture around at my home.
Okay. I thought you were going to say I like fashion. I like style.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's just lifting furniture.
Yeah, lifting furniture.
I just like
rearranging furniture.
Like I'm built like that.
When you need help moving out, you know who to call. She likes moving furniture.
No,
but for real, you got some fashion on.
Yeah.
I do.
Yes, oh, you're very
fashionable. So yeah, and then I was like, you know what, let me just take that intro to class at Metro and just see how it goes, just to feel it out. And I ended up liking it. I was like, you know what, I think we can do something here. And I was also running out of time and out of money, because I had taken other general classes to just, see what I was gonna do.
Right.
So yeah, I just kind of like made that decision, and I kind of ran with it. And yeah, graduated as an interior designer in 2018. So.
And then been doing that since, right?
Been doing that since, yeah.
Sweet.
So I want to know, who is your biggest inspiration? I know me. But who else, aside from me? Who else?
I would say that it would definitely have to be my parents. They're just two hardworking people, brought their whole family to a whole other country, not knowing the language, not having resources, not having money. They built everything from scratch. And so that right there, it's like, it's my foundation. It's like my parents came here and sacrificed so much for me. And so whenever I feel like, I can't do it anymore, or I'm like giving up on something, I'm like, you know what? Like, I know the language. I have more resources than my parents did. They set me up for success. They sacrificed so many things for me to be here today. And I can't give up that easily. So it would have to be them. And then I would also say that any other Latinos out there that, like us, that are first gen, that, also didn't have any support growing up, that, didn't have that financial stability growing up. And so, yeah, any other Latinos out there doing their thing and just being successful. Every time I come across someone, that's, they're doing this and that, I'm always like just in awe of like, we can, like, we do things, and not having those resources. And it's just so inspiring meeting so many people. So, yeah.
You're also forgetting your sugar baby. Milo.
Oh, yes.
Her dog.
I'm like.
Everyone's like, what? Your dog. What kind of dog do you got?
He's a little Shih Tzu poodle.
Oh, okay.
He's a little, he thinks he's a big dog.
maybe we'll like find a picture and put
eating.
somewhere.
It's right here.
We love eating. Yes.
Okay, facts. It's a good thing that you have a sugar baby.
Because he gets whatever he wants.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He has like a little closet.
If anything, he has a sugar mama.
I was going to say, yeah.
He's
spoiled,
right.
huh?
He might think of himself as a sugar baby.
There you go. That's actually interesting. I've never heard someone say sugar baby. Maybe we should change that. Yeah, thank you. I mean, you mentioned, your parents, right, being first generation. I personally seen you very active, past, like, I didn't know you when you got the scholarship, but afterwards I've seen you at a lot of events, and I think that, like,
because of me.
Maybe just because of Suleyma. I don't know, like, Suleyma got here and then I was like, who is that?
That's how it started, yeah.
But I think that there's something really cool talking about how, like, you don't only look up to, like, your parents, but other Latinos in the community. I think that sometimes other cultures can relate to this, but we look up to our friends and our family, the people that are working to make a better life for, us and their family and stuff like that. So I think community, right, is such a big aspect because fortunately we have more people that are able to be like idols like that for us in the entertainment industry and business and corporations. But for the longest time, it was like, my dad is doing the biggest thing that I know. You know, I don't see an actor out there. I don't see a business leader out there. I don't see a Steve Jobs that's Mexican, you know what I mean? Or Hispanic, Latino, Salvadorian. So can you explain, like, why do you stay involved with the community? You know?
Yeah, so I will say definitely started with Suleyma.
So she wasn't wrong.
No, she was not.
What can I say? What can I say?
I like to, you know, like, she's my little sister. I have to, you know, I want to be there. Stop.
Do you? That's a little...
Accept my love right now. No, yeah. I mean, I just want to be there and support her in any way I can. So that's how it started. But I also felt...
That's not how it's going.
Along with that, there's other reasons. No. Yeah, just like what you said, community is so important. And I realized that, I mean, I found myself in these new environments, you know, after graduating college and entering the corporate world. At the company I work at, I'm the only Latina. And so it is hard sometimes, like, you know, showing up to work and you being the only one that looks different. That imposter syndrome, you know, really starts to kick in. And so when Suleyma told me about the Casa event.
Sorry, it's so weird. She doesn't call me this.
What does she call you?
It's because we call each other by, like, our middle name.
Yeah.
So...
Can they know?
No, not my middle name.
Okay, never mind, guys.
Different secret names.
But it's weird just hearing her call me that. I'm like, don't call me that. That's
I
so
try to
weird.
call you Suleyma, though, sometimes.
Yeah.
And she just...
Everybody's
She's
curious
thrown
now,
off.
Yeah.
you know?
Well, okay, my middle name is Beatriz, but they call me Bea.
Bea.
Yeah.
Bea.
Whoa.
But you can't call me that.
I won't.
But anyways.
But yes.
Continue, yeah.
Little tangent.
Yes. So yeah, she invited me to Casa de la Cultura, and cause she told me, you know, like, I've been helping out with this event, and, you know, when she started volunteering for,
Interning.
yes. And so I was like, yes, I'll be there. Like, you know, I want to see, you know, all that you have worked on, and just, you know, I was very proud of her. And at the event, I just remember having such a great time. And I was like, you know what, like, this is what I need. Like, I didn't even realize that I needed that. I needed to connect with other young Latinos that were also working on great things, that were also maybe like the only ones at their companies, at the companies that they work at. And so just, you know, coming across other amazing people that are doing great things, that are, you know, building things from scratch, that are putting their names out there. It was just such an inspiration, and I feel like I found my people. You know, like, we're all driven. We all come from different backgrounds. We all didn't have it easy, and we're all just fighting to, you know, to, like,
Live another day in corporate America.
America, you know?
as a minority. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually a great segue, because I think that there's a lot of Latinos in organizations where maybe this is, like, you know, their first job at this role, or they're the only person in this role at an organization, right? So I'm curious, like, as an interior designer, you know, how did you get your role? How did you get your start?
Yeah, so after graduating college, I was like, okay, like, what do I do with this degree? You know, and I just honestly, like, while I was still in school, I started applying for jobs, like, whatever it was. I'm like, I just want to get my foot in the door and get that experience, which can be really difficult to get because, you know, like, they will ask for 3 to 5 years of experience, but you just graduated.
Like,
so
this is the 3 to 5 that I need.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, all I have is will and this eagerness to learn. I'm driven, and I need that experience.
And I will drive.
You're like, I will drive 45 minutes easy.
So yeah, I just started applying for jobs, and I got my first job. Yeah, I think it was right before graduating from college. That was at you know, this small family-owned design build company, and I did residential design for about a year. Because that's what I wanted to do. Like, you know, the girls in school were all like, you know, as an interior designer, your dream job is to, like, work at a design firm and, like, you know, design beautiful kitchens and bathrooms and really get in there and get all creative. And I was like, yes, this is what I want to do, you know, like, this is so much fun.
Open floor plan. You know?
Open floor plan. Let's take all the walls down. Even if the house falls down, no.
Yeah, no, for real. Engineers are mad as hell.
Yeah, exactly. And so I did that for about a year. And one thing that I said when I was in college was I will never work in the commercial world. Like that sounds boring. That sounds just, sterile, and like that's not what I want to do. It's not creative, And it turns out that that's what I like the most.
Dang.
Not to say that who knows, maybe I'll end up doing, residential projects in the future.
Yeah.
But from my experience from that one job, which wasn't the best, by the way, it was a little toxic. I wasn't a fan of it. Like I had to drive a lot and, to people's homes and like give out estimates and take measurements. So it wasn't like as pretty as I thought maybe. You get to be creative, but it's also like commission based, and there's a lot of different things that just didn't work for me personally. So yeah, then I came across another job opportunity, and that was in the commercial world. And I was like, okay, like again, it's a little bit different because it's for commercial spaces. I don't have the experience, but I came to them and I was like, you know what, like this is who I am. This is the experience that I have so far. And like, again, I'm eager to learn, and I'm, willing to like do anything and just, get my foot in the door again. And it went pretty good. It was a company that we focused in franchise spaces. So we helped owners design their new like salon suites for like beauty pros.
Okay.
And so like, we helped them, with their casework solutions,
nice.
Interior architecture elements for their new spaces. And so that was a lot of fun. I gained so much experience, and just, I'm very thankful for it. I met so many wonderful people in that place, and yeah.
No, but I feel like we've had this conversation where I'm like, oh, do you think that you'll make it big time? And I feel like personally, like you have like made it. But do you feel like you're there? Or?
I feel like I've come a long way, but I feel like there's still a lot more to be done. I feel like I've gained so much experience, and, I've done wonderful things so far. As a minority alone, we know how hard it is to, put ourselves out there and really believe in ourselves. And so I feel like I've made it a long way, but I've yet to do more things in this industry, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Well, I feel like as my bigger sister, I feel like you've made it. So I'm like, she's my sugar sister.
My sugar sister is crazy.
Yeah. So I get to,
Thank
free
you.
meals.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go out to eat, and she's like, "You're paying, right?"
I'm
just kidding.
It reminds me of those TikToks where they're like sitting there and they're like waiting for the other one to take the bill, and they're like, we gotta split this,
Yeah.
Just that like we never split it.
She's like, she's got it. She's got it.
Facts.
Yeah. So I want to know also, who, like in this career, like you said, like I feel like you've been like the only Latina or like one of the few minorities at the companies that you have worked at. So do you think that in your career, in the span of your career path, has there been someone to guide you through it?
I feel like I've met several people that have helped me in one way or another. But there have definitely been specific people that have not just like, been my coworker or like boss in a way, but like also a mentor,
You can name drop.
Yes, I definitely will. One of them. No, one of them would definitely have to be my previous manager, Jenna. She was amazing to work with at Simpatico. We worked together, and we just made a great team. We had a great team of designers on our, working together, getting the work out. But she was just amazing to work with. I feel like she guided me in a way that no one else had in this industry. Like people can tell you what to do, or like when you mess up, it's like, you messed up. But it's like, okay, but like guide me a little bit. You need a little bit of like that human touch.
For sure.
Like mentorship. Exactly. And so she was just great. She just had a way of like talking to people and just really understanding where you were coming from and really noticing maybe like what was missing and finding out like what do you need in order to grow? What do you need in order to like, get there, or like, what's not working, what is working. So yeah, she was amazing to work with.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Definitely my parents,
Hey, shout out.
Yep. They're
I haven't met y'all. Actually, I did meet y'all.
Wow,
actually.
that's crazy. You forgot
I did.
about them.
I'm sorry. It's been a while. I was nervous that day. I was like,
Mire, no se recuerda.
oh, my Spanish would come out rough right now. No, yeah. Shout out, y'all.
Yes, definitely. Shout out to my parents. Again, with not even like speaking the language, they just have a way of like knowing what to say when you need to hear those words, and they have really helped me in like, without you even like, like when you go to them and like they don't even know the whole story, but like you're just like, kind of dropping hints. And they're just like, they just go off, and I'm like, yes, that's what I needed.
Yeah, no, for real.
They just know you. I mean, yeah. So yeah, shout out to my parents. They've been there since day one.
Literally.
The OGs.
Actually, before day one, actually.
Before, yes. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. I mean, and Jenna, if we can find your we'll tag you.
We'll tag you, Jenna.
Yeah.
You gotta follow her on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. So, okay. So, going back to like making it big time and like, the progress that you have made, where do you see yourself in 10 years? So in 2035, where do you see yourself?
In 10 years, I definitely see myself traveling more around the world.
Give us a spot.
One place. I'll say Italy.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
The architecture, I mean, I took that history of architecture class when I was in school.
Good one.
And I was like, I just fell in love with the world through the book. But
she's over here, book.
Wow, this looks great on this piece of paper.
Seeing all the pictures,
Yeah.
If I get close enough, I might see something.
Facts.
So yeah, definitely travel a little bit more.
Okay.
Professionally, maybe in a more of a leadership role.
All right.
Maybe just, have a team under my belt. I don't know. That's kind of like, maybe not.
Still interior design?
We'll see. Still interior design.
Or architect.
We'll see, because I do have intentions on like maybe going back to school. That's for like future plans, but we'll see.
You like architecture?
I do. Yeah. I feel like there's a way, like just the way of like how buildings like have something to say.
Yeah.
About the environment and like the people.
That sounds like a poem.
Inhabit.
No.
Poetic.
Everything. I mean, you walk into a building and you don't even realize that building was built and designed specifically for the end user.
Yeah.
For you to have that one experience when you walk in, when you're in New York and you're walking down the street and you're seeing all those buildings, like every little detail was designed for a reason.
100%.
And, not just like for aesthetics, but also for functionality.
Yeah.
It's just a very intriguing subject.
That passion, I could feel that. Like, even construction. I mean, have you heard of Virgil Abloh?
I have not, no.
You should give him a look. So he's considered, he was the first black fashion head of Louis Vuitton, like ever in the history of the Paris fashion houses or any house. He was the first one. And but he went to school to be an architect. And his whole thing was just talking about how architect speaks to everybody, how at the end of the day, like people talk about fashion and art, but like that is like at base, even construction, the little red spirally pillars that we put everywhere. It's like meant for us, you know what I mean? So like, I'm kind of geeking, but I do love that perspective. It's very like passionate.
Very cool.
So that's awesome.
Nice.
But just kind of adds like, what would you say, to young professionals that want to break through into this industry? Where do they go? How do they get started?
Definitely talk to your advisor at school. Definitely explore the subject a little bit more. Take a class or something to get familiar. I mean, YouTube. There's a lot of resources nowadays online to get familiar, but and not just like specifically for this industry, but for any student. Just be curious, be willing to learn, and never lose that ability to like be a learner and be adaptable. Because in today's world, that is just ever changing. You just need those skills, and you'll definitely get far in whatever field that you're in. So,
1,000%.
Okay, real quick, I'm gonna ask you one thing for three things. That doesn't make sense.
One for three.
One piece of advice for 3 areas is what I meant.
Okay.
Okay. So one advice for applying to a job, and then the other one for a scholarship, and then the third one for a school like a university or college.
Yeah. So when you're applying to a job, college, or scholarship, or school in general, I feel like if you're already applying for either one, you've already made that decision that you want something better for yourself. You've already made that step. But I think something that can happen once you do hear back that you either got the job, that you were accepted to the school, or that you got the scholarship is, what now?
Yeah.
It can be scary because now you're like, you have the money, or you have, whatever it is that you were looking for, but it's like, what now? And my advice would be to like not lose that drive that you have, or that passion that you have for this one thing. To not doubt yourself, because it can get a little scary. Once you have started that job, once you were accepted to the school and you got the scholarship, just, be proud of yourself and don't be scared and just plow through. Just, don't forget where you're coming from and that you've got this.
Yeah. 100%. Believe in yourself.
Yeah. Believe in yourself.
So.
I want Suleyma to ask a couple fun questions before I jump into the last couple questions.
Yeah, so we're going to go a little on a tangent. We're going to go on a little tangent, off topic, just like random questions that I think would be fun to answer. What are your favorite hobbies?
Favorite hobbies?
What do you like to do in your spare time?
Spare time, I would definitely say that I like to run.
Nope,
really?
That's not
This is a test.
This is a test.
So you like to run?
I like to run. I like going to the gym, and recently I've taken up golfing. It's something very different, but I was introduced to it at work, or through work, for a golf tournament that came up. And I realized, again, finding myself as the only Latina in, the space. And I was like, wait a minute, like, there's not a lot of representation, and at the same time, I saw that there was, like, something happening with Latino Golf Association.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is perfect timing. Like, this is, I want to get more into it and learn more about it. And so, golf would be the third thing.
Okay, sick.
Nice.
Y'all check out our Pinnacle Golf Championship episode. No, I actually agree with that. Golf is big. We had that talk when we were at the Pinnacle Bank Championship last year. I was like, hey, like, this is really cool. I'd love to, like, how do we get more people that look like us out here doing this, Because, like, for business connections, too.
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
It is.
Suleyma, you got another one?
Yeah. Well, you kind of already mentioned that you want to go to Italy, but where else would you want to travel to?
I know
El Salvador is on that list.
Yeah.
Yes, you always want to go back to, your home country.
Right.
But I would definitely say Greece. There's a lot of classical architecture out there.
Nice.
And so, beautiful place. So.
What about Brazil?
Well, there's got to be an inside joke there.
No, actually, I don't know. That's probably hers.
That's just me.
Okay. So
where do you want to go?
I want to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere,
Okay.
everywhere.
Yeah, those would both be cool.
But I think Brazil would be cool. Well, I said Brazil because you said you wanted to speak Portuguese, or you wanted to learn Portuguese for a little bit.
Yeah, I did. I had a coworker. She was from Brazil, and every time she would get a call, she would answer in Portuguese. And you know how like Portuguese is a little bit similar to Spanish too.
Yeah.
And so like I was able to like pick up on some of it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like now I want to get into it a little bit more. But no, currently I'm trying to learn Italian. So.
All right, the Italy thing makes sense.
The Italy thing, yeah.
All right, so we got to hear a lot about you, Katherine. Now I think that like I'd love to hear about both of you guys, right? I mean, you guys are sisters after all. So I think it's just, you know, you guys are both first generation Latinas, and I'd like to say you guys are both very hardworking. I've got a chance to see you guys both in this space, and I'd like to say you guys are both definitely leaders. You know, like the way you guys are doing things in the community. I'm grateful to have Suleyma as a co-host, and Katherine, I think that like genuinely hanging out with the construction area a little bit through all this stuff, like you're one of the top dogs based on what the people I've met. So I just want to say, like, what is it?
Woof.
Whoa.
Top dogs.
So
I like
like
it.
what do you guys like, you know, your dynamic? What is the dynamic that you guys have? What is y'all's relationship like growing up together to now being like professionals?
It's weird. I mean, it's changed, obviously. No, I mean,
interesting.
It's changed, obviously, over the years as
yeah.
she's grown and as I've also grown,
Yeah.
become an adult myself. No, but I mean, we used to share beds, like,
Yeah.
when we were little, and now we're like, she has her own house, I have my own place, so.
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like our dynamic is like, I don't know, like, it's just.
You kind of
Like
look up to her?
Yeah, a little.
Just a little.
No, I definitely do, but I don't know. I feel like we're very close, and I feel like we have our little schizophrenic moment. Our little schizophrenic moments, like where we're just like talking some weird random things.
Nonsense,
you know,
Nonsense,
sister language.
sister stuff,
Yeah.
you know. But we
Yeah.
still get into it sometimes. Like,
Yes.
I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to look at her. She's annoying me.
Oh, okay. Like going in now, she's like, actually.
She's like, let me tell you. Let me give you the whole tea.
Why did we even bring her here?
No, this is exactly how it is, though. Like, it can either be really chill, like, how was your day? Good. Really simple, you know?
Yeah.
But also, like, we're just, like, goofballs when we're together. Like, we just, like, joke around way too much. Like,
Yeah.
we're just, like,
Yeah.
laughing the whole time.
Like
For
laughing,
sure.
crying.
Like, laughing, crying.
Yeah.
Especially when like all of our family is together. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
best times.
Like, we can't be serious. That's why I am not going to lie. When she told me about this podcast,
Guys, we've been trying to do this podcast for like almost a year. I swear I brought this up to Suleyma like
I was like,
10 months ago.
I am not sure about this. Like, she's my sister. Like, I don't know. Just by looking at her, I feel like
I'm her clown, apparently.
I'd bring it up and they just start dying laughing. I'm like, I haven't even said anything.
no, it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
We have a great time. But yeah, you're right. We can definitely also just, like, be a little, we can get in her.
Yeah, I'll admit it mostly comes from me. Sometimes, the majority of the time.
I second that.
But
No, I'm just kidding. No, that's awesome. I love to see that like y'all are able to like, you guys are kind of growing together, you know, on your own journeys, but
Yeah,
inherently
definitely.
like connected.
I will say, though, from my perspective as an older sister, it has been, you know, just wonderful seeing her grow up. But
Yeah.
it has also been a little like, oh, she's not little anymore. Like, you know, she's like,
Yeah.
to me, she will always be my little sister, and I will always look out
Yeah.
for her, like, no matter what. So,
Yeah.
like, whenever, like, even as a professional, you mentioned, you know, like, you know, she's out here doing things, and every time I see a post or, like, I see her at an event, like, all I see is my little sister, you know, and it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know, you just make my heart so happy, and I don't know, I feel like I'm very protective over her, and I know that she's doing great things, you know, and
Yeah.
I'm very proud of her
Yeah.
for all the things that she's been doing, because yeah, it's not easy out here, and she's
not.
doing wonderful things. I mean, you went to school, you got your degree, you also got your full ride scholarship, you're helping out with this podcast,
Mhm.
you have your full-time job now, and she's doing so many things that, you know, I'm just very proud of you. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I feel like I'm gonna feel like that about my nephew, because he's like my little brother, even though he's my nephew. Yeah. But I see him now, and he's 13, and he's taller than me, which, I mean, surprise, you know.
It's kind of weird.
But I feel like the way she's talking about me, I feel like that's how I'm going to feel about my nephew, too. No, but yeah, I feel like, same here. Like, I feel like you've been, like, someone I've always looked up to. I mean, same with my other sister, too. Like, both of my sisters, like, they're wonderful women. Yeah. But yeah, they've always been there to, like, protect me, to guide me, so. Yeah.
We are our biggest supporters.
And enemies.
And also, I was going to say, also our biggest enemies.
Like, she'll tell me straight up, that doesn't look good on you.
Girl, that is not true. that is not true.
Wait, we might be unpacking too much here.
Hold on, cut right now.
Guys, we got to go.
We got to go.
No, but actually, you know, I really appreciate you guys giving that perspective. This whole, you know, podcast was always about passing down information. I mean, I do it with my brothers. Clearly, you guys do it with each other. I think it's like, it's all about community, family, your friends. Like, how can we give something to somebody who maybe we would have appreciated it then, or someone did it for us, you know? Right. So,
absolutely.
Last thing, what do you want to leave with our audience?
What do I want to leave the audience with? I would say just follow your dreams, and just listen to your gut, and, you know, just go for it. Don't be afraid. You know, anything's possible. One way or another. Always put all of your plans in God's hands. Yeah. He has been, you know, a huge, obviously, you know, help in my life too. It's just 100%. Having God by my side. Yeah. And yeah, don't feel discouraged. You know, just keep on knocking on those doors. You know, whatever experience that you get is good experience that will help you get the next job, or, you know, just don't give up. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. This has been so fun. I'm so glad that we were able to get you here.
Let's go.
Finally.
But yeah, thank you, and I love you so much. Thank you.
I love you too.
Y'all are cool. I'm just kidding. Okay, make sure you guys check out everything in our bio, upcoming events, you know, links, everything. We'll make sure to throw her LinkedIn in there as well. Governor Summit, Omaha Micheladas Fest, BSF Golf Tournament, Fiestas Patrias. If you snooze, you lose. So we'll see y'all there. Check out the links in the bio. Thank you guys for tuning in, and see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. Welcome back to the second session of Performance Approach. I might want to call this section, actually, and here's the nugget, as a tribute to Tony. He loves to always tell me, and this is the nugget. So we'll see what we go with. But today, what I brought you guys is, maybe your path is harder because your calling is higher. I think a lot of times we are on a tough path, or we're chasing a dream or a goal that we feel like maybe someone else reached it faster, it was easier, or it's just not exactly what we were sold on. And I don't know the origin of this quote, unfortunately. I try to look up where it came from, but there's some biblical references, and Mel Robbins as well. I know my mom really likes Mel Robbins, so I thought I'd shout her out. I actually ran across this quote today before the episode. I was going to go with a different one. It had been a long time, but I just think that, like, as a filmmaker, it's something that's always, like, been in my mind, that, like, why is this such a, you know, different path, a difficult path? You know, when I went to school, I was going to be an engineer. I was actually pretty decent at math, but, like, I decided to do film. And I felt like this was just really relevant because I just moved to New York, and I know that, like, the feeling of often feeling like, why did I choose to play this hand? Like, why was I given these cards? Like, why is it that this is my passion? But I always felt like, you know, being a doctor, engineer, maybe would feel easier, but would not be easier, because that was not the path that was meant for me. I think this quote really comes back to that. Often the path is only harder because it's the path that you're meant to be on. I think if it was easy, it wouldn't be fulfilling. It wouldn't be meant for you. So, like, what I want to leave you guys with is, if you're on something, you're chasing your dream, you're on a path that doesn't make sense to you or anyone else, or feels like, why is this harder for me than it seems like it is for everyone else? I'm just here to remind you that, like, I chose my path because I believed in it, and that there was an intangible gut instinct that no one else could feel, and told me to chase my dream even if it was unlikely. And if that's your path, then I would say follow that, because the easy path is not the one that's probably going to be fulfilling to you. The hard path is the one that you're meant to be on. So hopefully you find that hard path, and the more friends, people like Suleyma, you know, you got on your side, like it'll be easier. So I leave that with you guys, and I hope you guys take something from it. So see you guys in the next one.